Happy Taken Tuesday, everybody. So, I will always admit that I am not a relationship expert. I am not a therapist, psychologist, whatever. I have taken some psychology courses, but not a psychologist, not a therapist, none of that. I am simply somebody who set out on a journey to learn more. I am simply somebody who said, I want to improve my relationship. I want to make it better. And then I said, wow, I have such a passion for making my relationship better that I also want to help make other people's better. So that's where Taken Tuesday came about. I'm here today to share with you this this concept of choosing love and respect. If you've never read the book Love and my lights kind of shine, Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, I think I said his name right. I highly, highly suggest it. It is one of my favorite books. You can see all my tabs and stuff in it, and if you go through, I've highlighted in and I've got notes in there. My husband had the hardest time reading behind me because I literally took all my notes in the book. So highly, highly read it. But the gist of the book is that we as women desire desire love from our husbands or our significant other, whatever it is to you. But as men, they desire respect. Men want our respect. And it's a hard thing to do. Like, how do you choose to show your husband respect? How does he choose to show you love, even in those moments that you don't want to? Because there are days, it's called the crazy cycle, where you're like, well, he hasn't done anything to deserve my respect. And what we forget, now I'm speaking to ladies, I can't speak on behalf of men because I just don't know how it is from their side. But ladies, we forget that it's called the crazy cycle. You don't give respect to him, so he doesn't give love to you. You're withholding from each other, and it just keeps going around and around and around. And then you're like, my relationship, my marriage is falling apart. It is our job, personal job, to break the cycle. Here's what we forget. I can't control my husband. I will never be able to make choices for him. I will never be able to change him. I will never be able to force him to act differently. What I can do is change the way I act and the way I react. So that's what this book is all about. Now, you've got to read it to dive in deeper, but this is what you do. You say, I will choose to respect my husband regardless of blank, regardless of if we're in an argument, regardless of if he shows me love, regardless of if I'm like, I know I have a friend who's in a situation where she feels like a single mom all the time, even though she has a spouse with her. Regardless of if I feel like that, I'm going to choose to respect him. At our house, it's God, husband, children. The Bible says it's supposed to be that way. I need to honor my marriage first to show my kids that our love is a priority. So, always, to show my husband respect, what I do is I make him a priority. That shows him that I respect him. I do things around the house for him, like sometimes people think it's crazy. I get his clothes out for him for work. It's our thing. I get his drinks for him in the afternoons when he comes home after he's worked a long, hard day. He works a physically demanding job. It's our thing. It works for us. If it doesn't work for you, don't do that, but find something that does. So I show him respect that way. I show him respect by when it comes to, like if we got to spend money, I go back to him and say, this is what's happening. This is how much it is. Let's talk about this. It shows him respect that I respect him enough not to just spend money out of our account without saying, hey, this is a big deal. Our kids, if they want something, if they want a friend over, if they want to go somewhere, if they want to buy something, okay, I'm okay with that, but let's ask Daddy. How does Daddy feel about that? Is Daddy okay with that? Did you ask your dad's permission for that? Daddy has the last say. One day I was in the grocery store. It was crazy. I was in the grocery store and I was walking with my stepdaughter to the bathroom. She said, can we buy a toy today, please? And I said, well, baby, we got to ask Daddy. It's up to Daddy. She's like, why does Daddy always get to make the decisions? Why is it daddy's job to make the decisions? Why can't you just say it's okay to buy a toy? A toy is not a big deal. It's not. But if I go to him with the small things, if I encourage them to go to him with the small things, they'll know to go to him with the big things, right? So we're walking through the grocery store, and she says this, and there's this old woman behind me, and I said, well, baby, I said, the Bible says it's God first and then your husband, and that the husband heads the household like God heads our church, like Jesus is the head of our church. And she took a minute and said, well, I don't understand what that means. I said, it means that we always go to daddy. We respect daddy by going to him and asking him to make the decision. And at the end of the day, if daddy makes the wrong decision, that's between daddy and God. And that shows my children that I respect him. That shows him that I respect him enough to go to him. So the thing is, guys, you need work out what works for you in your household. Pick up this book and read it, because it is the best book, hands down, that I have ever read. And decide, how am I going to choose to respect my husband even in the moments that I don't want to? If we're having an argument and I'm upset with him and he's upset with me, I still respect him. And I still make it known to him that I respect him. I still fill up his drink if he's running low. I still get his clothes out for work. I still tell my kids they have to ask daddy's permission. I still show him that I respect him. I still thank him for all the hard work that he puts in to go to work and to earn an income for our family. I do those things out of respect, and when he feels respected from me, that makes him feel loved. In turn, when he sees I respect him and he feels loved, it overfills his cup. You know, if you think of a cup of coffee, you pour and pour and pour, and eventually it runs over because you don't have any more room in the cup. So I fill his cup as much as I can until it runs over, and then he fills my cup. Sometimes he fills mine so I can fill his. It's a two-way street. We work at it together. But as the person watching this video, you can't make their choices. You make your choices. You control your actions and your reactions. With that said, today, choose to be respectful to your husband. Choose to show him love and respect regardless of how he's treating you. Because you can't break his cycle unless you break yours first. It's a personal choice. Guys, I pray for everybody that watches these videos, because I know what it's like to be in a broken relationship, a broken marriage, and just going through the motions because you don't know what to do next. This is what you do next. You make a personal decision to make it better. You pick up a book like Love and Respect, and you read it, and you start applying what you read and learn so that you can change you to help change your marriage. Happy Tuesday.